This is a fucking video to some fat fuck on YouTube named boogie2988. Now, I'm tired of this fat fuck popping up in all my fucking search engines when I'm looking for a fucking...
I had a video planned about the boogie2988 cancer situation. I actually edited it. It was going to be my longest video ever. When I tried to send it to YouTube, it apparently did not work, and it would not work for the next couple of tries where I tried to send it. I got so agitated, I got so aggravated that screw it, I'm going to make a shortened video. I don't care. Basically, Boogie tried to pull a scam on what remains of his fans, all 3 of them, 6 on a good day, right? He tried to pull a fatty coin where he got paid up front to promote a scam, and then he tried to downplay it when CoffeeZilla confronted him about it, saying that, well, basically it was supposed to be a community. Well, first he tried to say it wasn't really what he tried to pretend like what he was doing wasn't wrong. Then he tried to do the angle of, oh, it's a community. Then when CoffeeZilla destroyed him on that, then he's like, well, I needed the money for cancer treatment. Recently, a bunch of people have been questioning Boogie's cancer diagnosis, asking him, do you actually have cancer? And pretty much in the worst display I've ever seen, he basically says like, yeah, I needed the money for cancer screenings. So I needed the money for cancer and medical bills or whatever. So I did the scam. And then he says that he has some information, or he has a screenshot or something, which would tell us like what type of cancer he had, because he's saying it's a blood cancer of some sort. People were questioning whether or not he actually did have cancer, even though, you know, Boogie, he looks like a guy who would be the prime suspect of someone who should have cancer. Just because of the lifestyle he lives. Not saying like he deserves, like, you deserve fucking cancer. Like, no, I don't mean that like in that way. But he basically said, I have like the screenshots to show that would like basically show whether or not I have cancer, and I'm not going to show it. Pretty much in a podcast where a bunch of people were in, he basically says, I'm not going to release it. I'm not going to release it until I die. Because what was it? Because he needed his last shred of privacy. I'm sorry, dude. You've put your whole entire life on the internet. Like, there's so much information that we know about you that honestly, quite frankly, we should not know about you. That is not a point, okay? And it's really aggravating, because later on during this podcast stream or whatever, where people are confronting Boogie for potentially lying about having cancer, they offer him money to prove that he does have cancer. They offer him, what was it initially? $5,000. Then it went up to what, 15 or something? I think the most I saw, at least at the time, was $30,000. $30,000 just to show a bit of paperwork, just to show a screenshot. And Boogie says no, because he has a line. He has a moral compass. So let me get this straight. Boogie, he has no problem promoting a scam where he says that, oh, it's supposed to be a community. I didn't think people would buy it, and it's not a bad thing. Well, feel bad for me because I have cancer. To now, I'm not going to show proof or evidence, even though you're willing to pay me, what, $50,000 for it? That is so ludicrous and insane, and a slap to the face to people who actually have cancer, who would enjoy, you know, who would feel a bit of relief if they had a little bit of money, you know, to support them while they're going through cancer. Anyways, at one point during this stream, they bring on Mr. Medicare, someone who is actually going through cancer right now. It sucks. Going through cancer sucks. You know, it can affect you emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, all that good stuff. And it's a tough battle. I cannot imagine the pain that someone must be going through, you know, because everyone who goes through cancer, everyone's a different case. Imagine the slap in the face it should be when someone who actually does have cancer is asking you, hey, if you're being paid to just give out a bit of information for what you're claiming is cancer and bills, why aren't you doing it? Like, can you believe that? Isn't that such a crappy thing to do? Something I noticed too while watching the stream or whatever was that Boogie, every time he got confronted on it earnestly, and, you know, people were talking over each other, but when they were talking about it, and literally he's like, dude, you can just make the rest of the guys on the show look like idiots. You can make them look like morons if you just show proof. And Boogie, either because he has a sense of pride, a sense of wanting to be in control, or because he's flat out lying, let's be real about it, he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, I know I can do it, and I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to do it, and until the day I die, that's when you'll see it. Why? Why? If you have cancer, literally, it makes no sense. And I really can't stand Boogie when watching this thing. It's so weird. He will do something that makes literally no sense. And when people try to talk and try to make him see logic, he just can't comprehend it. He doesn't backtrack, but he doesn't keep his story straight. He can't answer to any of the questions. And honestly, this is just the worst thing probably that Boogie has done. Or one of the worst things you can do. I don't know, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. I can't imagine someone actually going through cancer or who had cancer Hearing this from Boogie, you know, like, where did this all go wrong? I don't know. I don't know. But Boogie, you freaking suck. Okay, you just suck. I don't know what it's gonna take for you to see the light. Not in the sense of dying. I mean, I don't. What you did was shitty, but it's not like I wish for you to die. But it is, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense, dude. One thing that has possibly, because we don't know any proof. I don't think, at least unless I've seen evidence. I might have to look this up on Twitter to see what everyone's talking about or how the Boogie situation is going. But it's not 100% definitive he doesn't, like, he lied about having cancer. Because he has information that would tell the rest of us whether or not he does have cancer and he's not revealing it. Boogie's the only one who, I guess, either does or doesn't know. We can't say 100% that he's lying. We're as close as possible that we can get to 99.9% sure he's lying. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Boogie, you suck. You suck really bad. If I felt any sympathy towards you, that sympathy is now rescinded and I no longer feel bad for you. And this really sucks, dude. It really does.